Did you introduce him, is what I'm getting at? Did you introduce Stu
No,
to
did I
Jim?
bring Stu LaFine to Jim Edgar? No. And even if I had, so what? So what? There was never a hint of scandal. Did you hear what I just said? The reason Jim Edgar nominated him, and the reason Kurt Dillard confirmed him, and the reason that Bill Brady asked for my endorsement is because they know I'm honest.
Jim, let me change the topic.
I'm not going to let anybody smear my reputation and go unchallenged. Not when it's hypocritical.
Jim, let me change the topic to taxes. 2 years ago, you told me you were in favor of a $6 billion tax increase, House Bill 750, the tax swap. Then you told me a few months ago you weren't in favor of it now because we're in a
No, I
recession.
never told you I wasn't in favor of it.
You didn't tell me a few months ago that you
But
were not
I was
in?
not in favor of 750 at the time that I said it was in favor of it? Or
No, a few months ago, you said you're no longer in favor of a $6 billion tax
not.
increase because you said now we're in a recession. Times are different.
Right.
Well, as you know, some people are predicting we're coming out of recession. Some people are saying we're out of the recession now. Some people say when GDP starts growing 2 quarters, the recession is over. If that happens in 2010, if GDP growth starts for 2 quarters, would you say possibly we're out of a recession and then you would consider raising
No.
taxes?
No.
Well, so it doesn't matter that we're out of the
No,
recession?
I mean, it makes it worse that we're in a recession.
No, if we're out of the
You want to let
recession.
me answer your question?
No, but if we're out of a recession in 2 quarters, 2 quarters from now, in the fall of
The
2007.
question is, if we come out of the recession and job climate improves,
Right.
am I for increasing taxes? The answer is no.
Because?
I've told you that once, I'll tell you again.
Well, why?
No.
Because what's the difference then? In 2007, you were in favor of the tax
Because-
increase.
First of all, that was before the recession. Secondly, that was before I learned about the experience they had in Michigan, where they did the swap. This came after the support that Tax Accountability Board had for the 750. We learned that in Michigan, the swap didn't work. And in bad economic times particularly, the most stable revenue source are property taxes. And here, when I supported that, we were not in a recession. I was concerned about adequate funding for education because we have, as you know, a reliance on property taxes, and that results sometimes in unequal funding for schools. I was concerned about that, the inner city schools and downstate schools. Also, I was concerned at the time with property taxes, trying to find a way to provide property tax relief, particularly for people on fixed incomes. So that was a decision I made then. I've looked at all the reports, the Civic Committee, the Federation, the Taxpayers Action Board, Quinn's Board. All of them have convinced me that we cannot raise taxes. And I've also looked at where we were before the recession. And Illinois clearly has not been competitive. We have to lower the cost of doing business, not raise taxes. And the only way out of this morass that we're in is to cut spending and stimulate the economy, because natural revenue growth will help us with our budget problem
So,
and make us more competitive.
so would you take a tax pledge now and say for the
I have.
4 years, for the 4 years of your term, you would not engage in any increase in net taxes?
Yeah, I am not going to raise taxes because I think it will be bad for Illinois business. And the most important thing is to get Illinois' economy moving again and get people back to work.
So you're taking the tax increase for 4 years off the table?
To the extent I know what's in front of you, the answer is yes.
Well, to the extent you know what's in front of
I mean,
you,
do I know
that
what's
means that's
around
an
the
out.
corner? Do I know what's...
So you could raise taxes in 4 years? In less than 4
I
years?
just told you, I made a pledge to the people of Illinois and to every editorial board that I'm opposed to a tax increase. But I think that would be especially bad now. It would be the poison pill to business in this state.
Okay.
I think we have a spending
That's
problem,
time.
not a revenue
We're
problem.
out of time.